There you are, John Augustine back again. Hello, friends. I hope I find you well. In this country, if you're knocking about, you certainly have to wear a coat and a hat because every time you stick your nose out, go somewhere, if it's not raining here, and uh, and while you have your coat on, some parts of your trousers gets wet, and you have it down the coat down to your knees, but the down below gets kind of wet. So you're going about and it's not so well to go about in the wet, but you do have to go about. So how did you shape out as you went about today? And I tried to say a few prayers here and there. And did you ever get a letter or what looked like ESB, Electricity Supply Board, and you have it probably in other countries to get your 2 monthly bill. That's what we get here. And I already got mine, but I saw another one. I thought, what have I heard up to now? And I opened it. And I looked at it, and there was a big amount in it. But it wasn't addressed to me, it was addressed to somebody else. But there's spare postman that's knocking about. And he must have been born in a field because he opens the small gate I have there, and I have a big gate, which is always open. But I have the letterbox in the door. And so I saw this and I thought, another ESB bill, what are they up to now? But when I looked at it, it was quite a large amount, but actually it was in credit addressed to another client. So I sealed it as best I could with sellotape, but it obviously be clear that it was open. And later on, I went down to the post office here in Oldcastle. And usually on Thursday might be too many there, but there was two people. And I said to myself, you could get a chair and sit down and read a novel. Whatever they were up to, they were there for ages. And there was a mother and daughter in front of me. And when I say a mother, the mother looked young. And but I think it was a mother and daughter. And so I was there for a good bit. There was an old gent sitting down in a chair. Maybe he had been waiting and he just thought he had to sit down. And in any event, eventually the woman that was there, and she was there for ages. I thought to myself, is she making a will or something, or what she at? And she finished, and then the lady with the little girl, about 4 or 5 or something like that, went up and she got some money, I presume, or whatever it is. One never knows these things. But she wasn't long enough, she went. But there was a man dealing with another postmistress that I know. Anne Marie is her name too. And she greeted me even because I had this letter that come to me and that I didn't want. And the spare postman left the gate open. So I gave her the item and my addendum, my address. And that a postman that delivered this to me it wasn't for me. And not alone was it not for me, but what he did then was small little gate that I have at the side of a big gate over that's always open. And the regular postman closes the gate and is very friendly. Nice man. I don't know his name because that's the way it is nowadays. Years ago we knew the other names, but nowadays you don't. But he's a good lad. And he gave him a present at Christmas, cash. And but he's good. He closes the gate always. But this fella, when it's on periodically, when the other lad maybe is off or something, he's a very inefficient. So I mentioned it to the post office that was he born in a field. The way I put that's usually the way when a person doesn't close a door or a gate. Because the gate was closed and it's a very simple thing, just put it in. It's not a complicated affair. So that was my experience there today. You can do without these sort of things, and bill for this person was quite a substantial credit. So look, I said to myself, if the person using electricity at all, that type of thing, mum's the word, because it was into me, and of course you open it without, you figure as well. But then I looked and it was addressed to another person, not me. That's why I brought it back to the post office, the only way to do it. And mentioned, and I had it sealed with sellotape to sort of make sure that at least, and that they would need to sort of bring it rather than me putting it in a post box. And I did mention that this postman delivered a wrong item, and then I noticed that we left the gate wide open. And people walk down and all the rest with dogs and that. And that's the last thing I want is a small gate open. The other gate is open. When I bring in the car and that is even wide enough for the lorry to come in. So there you are. So you can account of these things that you didn't go looking for. That's right. And then I have experts, computer experts, trying to do something about where I'm trying to send an email on my Christian TV, Ireland.ie, and having difficulties actually sending them. I can receive them. I mean, it's kind of very peculiar, I thought. And so far, somebody was trying to do something about it with a website that I don't want, that I didn't actually engage with the people that I had doing looking after my website, put it into a particular place that I wouldn't touch with a 40-foot pole. They're supposed to be very good, but to my way of thinking or not, I want to deal with what I call a Nourish company. These ones were not Irish, they were British. And generally speaking, I want to deal with Irish companies. All right. That's the way to do it. If you're in the United States or anywhere else, you want to deal with companies that are there, not from some other place. So there you are. So all these experts are not able to solve problems either, and they're well qualified to be able to do this, that, and the other. But the simple task that you ask them to do, it doesn't succeed. So there you are. I don't know if you ever encountered these things, but because you can encounter things as you're going through that you don't particularly want. And I might have to just use my own email for this particular issue. But one of my friends has started, well, no, you shouldn't do that. It will show this, that, the other. But what would you know about it? I want to send an email to these people that have encountering problems making their donations and help them. So I'm going to do it if I don't get action on what is required. There you are. So you do have to sort of do your own thing, and tell the others to either do it or shut up. So bye now, and I'll do evening prayer to our Blessed Mother that lifts us all out of whatever we're encountering. I'd like days to go peaceful and pleasant like yesterday. Bye.